All right, today we're going to talk about adding and subtracting polynomials. To add and subtract polynomials, all we have to do is combine like terms. So if I'm looking here, I want to pay attention to what is happening, what operation are we given in between. From there, I'm just going to rearrange this so that I can see my like terms together. So if I've got 3x squared, I'm going to look over in the second parentheses. Do I have another? Yes, negative 7x squared. So I'm taking 3x squared plus negative 7x squared. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with my x term here. Do I have another one in the second one? Yes. So I'm taking, and same thing with our constant. Do I have another constant I can combine with over here? And yes. So negative 8 plus 3. And all I'm doing, guys, with the parentheses is just so you can kind of see what I brought from the second one. We don't need them. Now, I'm leaving it on this one here because I don't want you to lose that negative sign. So 3x squared minus 7x squared, well, that gives me negative 4x squared. 4x plus 2x gives me 6x. And negative 8 plus 3. Negative 8 plus 3 gives me negative 5. Now, is this in standard form? Yes. So there would be my answer. Okay, let's look at another one. All right, so notice here, this one is subtracting. There we go. Sorry, guys. My pen decided. Okay. So again, I'm just going to take this term by term from the first to the second and see if I've got things that are the same. So 4x squared minus 8x squared. So we're taking 4x squared minus 8x squared. Then I'm looking at 7x. Well, I have another x over here, so we're taking plus 7x minus x, because we're minusing. And then finally, do I have any constants that I have? Yes. So I'm taking 1 minus a negative 7. Now notice with the second one, I'm always keeping the sign with it, right? All right, so 4x squared minus 8x squared gives me negative 4x squared. 7x minus a positive x gives me 6x. And 1 minus a negative 7 gives me 8. Because remember, when we minus a negative, it becomes a positive. So my answer is negative 4x squared plus 6x plus 8. Right, I'm going to do 2 more. So this one is adding. So I've got a constant here first, so that's what I'm going to look for. Do I have a constant over here? Yes. So I've got 6 plus 1 that we're adding together. Then I'm going to look, I've got a negative m squared here. Do I have an m squared over here? Yes. So I'm taking negative m squared plus m squared. And then finally I have positive 4m here, and I'm adding that to the negative 2m. In the second one. So 6 plus 1 is 7. Negative m squared plus m squared becomes 0. 4m plus a negative 2m gives me 2m. And 7 plus 0 is still 7. Now this is not in standard form, so my largest exponent in this case would be a 2m plus 7. All right, let's go ahead and look at another one. So I've got 6p minus p squared plus 9 minus 12 plus 2p squared minus 2p. So notice we are minusing here, right? So I'm going to take and look for, are there any other p's in this one? Yes. So I've got 6p minus 2p, sorry, minus a negative 2p. So 6p minus a negative 2p. I have a p squared here and a p squared here. Oops. So we are doing, oops, minus p squared minus 2p. And then finally my constants, 9 minus 12. So all I'm doing here, guys, is just rearranging so that way I can see my like terms together, right? So 6p minus a negative 2p gives me 8p. Negative p squared minus 2p squared gives me a negative 3p squared. And 9 minus 12 gives me negative 3. So not standard form, my largest exponent is negative 3, so we'd get negative 3p squared plus 8 would be my 8p would be my next term, and then of course constant last. So 2y plus 5y squared, so I've got 2y plus 5y, or sorry, negative 5y, whoops. Now, y cubed, I do have another y cubed over here, so plus y cubed plus 3y cubed, negative 4. Well, I do have a constant over here, so we're doing negative 4 plus 6. Now notice here I've got this final one. Okay, we have that 5y squared that didn't have one in the first, right? And sometimes that'll happen. We'll either have one left in the first, in our one polynomial, not the other. So I just take the sign in front of it, and if it's my first one, the only thing you have to watch for is if you're subtracting, it does change its sign. So 2y plus a negative 5y gives me negative 3y. Y cubed plus 3y cubed gives me 4y cubed. Negative 4 plus 6 gives me 2. And we're just adding that 5y squared. Now, this is not standard form, so find my largest exponent, which in this case, y to the third. So we get 4y cubed. Y squared is my second one. Then minus 3y. And remember, my constant always goes last. So there's my answer. All right, that's all I have for this video. I will see you in the next.